welcome back, folks. We have some special guests with us today. We have Keith White, who is our artist for our commemorative piece, and he has been doing this with us for 5 years now. And we also have Michael Abushakra, and he has designed a jewelry piece for us this year. So, Keith, tell us a little bit about your piece. We had our unveiling on August the 29th, and so now we have the commemorative prints for sale, but tell us what inspired your piece.
Well, this year I wanted to go with a design that kind of focused on the actual harvesting of the oysters and also incorporate, there's a push in recent years for recycling, you know, the environment and stuff, and so I wanted to incorporate that into the piece where we've got the barge with the pushing the oysters back into the, creating a new oyster reef type thing, new habitat.
And this piece is kind of, you've stair-stepped these over the last 3 or 4 years. We've gone through different stages, and now we're back to the recycling stage. And I know people maybe that don't understand, these oyster shells can actually be put back into the environment and create new oyster beds, and the new oysters will grow right within the old shells.
That's right.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Because I think growing up, you know, most people, when you have an oyster roast in the backyard or something, the oyster shells pretty much just go in the driveway wherever there's holes to fill and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I think now there's more awareness with the environment and replenishing the beds and stuff. So I wanted to incorporate that this year.
Now, you're local, you're native of Brunswick County, so you've grown up with this, right?
Right, right.
You're a rare bird, you know that.
Now, you sell the prints. Can you tell us where someone might go to buy a print?
Well, the prints will be available. We'll have those available before. You can contact me at the Brunswick Beacon, or you can find the print at the chamber office.
Okay, and you will be selling them at the Oyster Festival.
Right, and I'll have them at my booth at the Oyster Festival.
Yeah, Keith always has a booth over in the craft area every year, and he'll be set up there, and you'll have. Am I mistaken, or am I correct in saying that you have some from last year that you might?
Right, I actually have some from last year and the previous years. I do have those available.
Okay, that's great.
And also, we're going to have the online sales, correct?
We are. We are going to have a shopping cart on the Brunswick Chamber website. So if you don't live here and you can't stop in at the office, or if you can't make it to town for the Oyster Festival, feel free to visit us online at brunswickcountychamber.org, and you'll be able to purchase these items there.
And we will be limiting the amount of these because they are limited edition prints, limited edition jewelry, limited edition bear that we'll be talking about shortly. We'll be limiting the amount of sales online so that we have them for the festival.
That's great. Well, thanks, Keith, for coming out today and
Thank
talking about
you.
your print. Next, we have some exciting items that we want to introduce this year. We have 2 new pieces that will be commemorative pieces that we are going to offer. We have Michael Abushakra here, and he has designed our very first commemorative Oyster Festival jewelry.
Now, Mike, you have business in Ocean Isle Beach, Bryn Elizabeth Jewelry, correct?
Yes, I'm located in what's referred to locally as the seaside area, up close to where the CVS and Walgreens, about halfway between Ocean Isle and Sunset Beach.
And I think you've been here in Brunswick County long enough almost to be called a local too, right?
I moved here in 2nd grade, so I'm close, but not quite.
You want to share a little bit about how you came about making this piece and some of the work that went into doing this?
Well, so obviously it's inspired by the logo for the Oyster Festival, and being that there was a push with the Oyster Festival, everything has to be handcrafted. I opted on this item, although we have the option to create in a computer and have it machine made. I actually decided to hand carve this from wax, which is a technique that's been around really since the beginning of jewelry making. You carve it from wax, mix your plaster, put it in the oven, burn out your wax, and then you melt your silver and pour it into that void. so that was the process and the inspiration behind doing this, and I'm excited now to have been selected to do that this year.
And once it comes out of that wax piece, there's still a little bit of work that has to be done.
Oh, yeah.
Once you cast that silver in there, you have to go back and do a lot of touch-up work and
it would be almost
get the definition
unrecognizable what it looks like coming out of the oven. It's black and has what's referred to as a casting skin on it. All of that has to be polished and sanded down. And then on this item, to make the details pop, because with silver against silver, with the wording and the oyster bucket and all on there, I opted to do a black antique background to make everything show up and pop just a little nicer.
And it turned out very nicely.
Well, thank you.
So each piece has got a lot of hands-on opportunity or hands-on work put into it. So it's a very unique, limited edition piece, and we look forward to sharing that this first year of the festival.
Yeah. And it is sterling silver, right?
Right. It is sterling silver, and I include a sterling silver necklace with them as well. I also will be doing a limited number in gold as well for folks who are interested in having a gold charm instead.
That'd be very nice.
Great.
You've been doing this a long time too, right, Mike? You've been in the jewelry business and the jewelry making business about all your life, because I met your dad and he's in that business too.
Yes. As a baby at the Merchandise Mart in Charlotte and at different shows, I was underneath the table behind the table skirt with my toys and playing while Mom and Dad worked, and so I've literally grown up in it. I did go to school out in San Diego to the Gemological Institute of America, where I learned the real technical aspects of jewelry making and repairing, and as well as the gemological side of things.
That's good to know, good to know. Last but not least, I guess, same way with this piece, it can be purchased at your shop.
We purchased at the shop, online, like she said, with the chamber website. It also can be purchased through my website, BrentElizabethJewelers.com, and then of course at the festival itself, similar to what Keith's doing with his prints there. I'll hold back a reserve for the festival, and I believe if we have any left over, some will be available after the festival as well.
Right.
But I wouldn't wait that long. I don't know that we'll have that many
Yes,
left
absolutely.
over.
I think this will go fast.
Now, we'll also have another piece at the festival, too, that will be an oyster with a pearl in it, correct?
Yes. I will. I'm actually going to use a local oyster shell. I'm just looking for the one that'll be the right size right now. From that, I will make a rubber mold, similar to the way I cast this. Cut the mold open, remove the shell, and then I'll be able to fill that void with wax, and then I'll go through the same process again with the plaster and the burnout and casting.
That's great.
That'll be cool. Very nice.
These make nice Christmas presents, huh? Well,
last but not least, we have a bear sitting here in front of us. We talked about earlier in the show our chamber bear that we're having the contest for. This is their Oyster Festival bear. This is the first year we've done it. This bear was made also by Sally Winey. We will be having these at the festival. We actually have 3 now made. We'll have those at the festival, and beyond that, it will be a custom order basis for those bears. So you will place your order. We will get the order to Sally Winey of Winey Bears in Oak Island, and she will build the bear, and it will be shipped to you beyond the 3 initial bears, correct?
And what's the name of the bear, Tony?
We've named the bear Shelley, the Oyster Festival bear, to go right along with Ozzy, our Oyster Festival mascot.
Yeah.
So that wraps up this segment of our show today, folks. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with a little more information about the Oyster Festival, the stew cook-off, and the oyster shucking competition, as well as all of the great entertainment that we're going to have at the Oyster Festival this year.